I figured I'd just answer that real quick.
Yo, what's up? This your boy J.I. We are in the house, the mass creator. To my right is my boy. To my left is my man.
I'm just Preston.
Over on the screen we got Mr.
Here we go.
Van Gogh.
See,
And down the bottom, you all know we have our illustrious guest every week. You know you don't have to guess. He's always FFS. We have Mr. Dearest Teddy, the sophisticated grizzly. What's up?
you.
So we getting ready to start the show the way we normally do. So if you got a drink, a brew, anything that you want, we going to toast to a good show. Come on, grab whatever you drinking on. Here we go.
Kick it up.
Clink, clink,
Clink, clink.
clink, clink.
Kick it up.
Good show. Let's drink.
Let's go.
No, y'all did not take that with us. What?
Yeah, man.
Yo, this
All
is
right.
bad juju, son.
So anyway,
Scott said like
we gonna start the show off the way that we always do. You know what that means. It's time for What Did You Do? What did you do since the last time we've been together? Anybody want to go first?
I'll go first.
Go right ahead.
All right. I had a lot on my mind.
Okay.
I had a lot on my mind since the last time we got together, and I just got a question.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna be serious for 1 second,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna get back.
Okay.
It's not even a question. I'm just gonna make a statement.
Okay.
I feel like black civilians need to stop acting like street niggas when they get pulled over. And I feel like that's the only reason we gonna stop. We gonna stop. How can I say this shit? We can make change. If you not in the streets and you don't have a key in your goddamn car, shut the fuck up. I need y'all to act like who you are in real life. And I'm gonna tell you what made me thought about this.
Okay.
In Texas, I'm not gonna take all the time, but in Texas,
I know what
it's
you're
a
saying.
guy. It's a guy who did not let the police go into his car, and the K9 fucked his car up, and he is suing Texas police. And I think that's going to make change. I think that's going to make change because he's in the right.
Okay.
He's in the right.
All right.
We got to stop this. We got to stop acting like we Tony Montana, man. Like, stop it. Stop it. We can make change. And it's going to start with the civilians like myself. Shut up. Civilians like myself who ain't got shit in their cars.
Right.
We're the ones that's going to make the change.
Okay.
So stop acting like we such drug dealers when you came from working at Social Security. Like when you came from working at McDonald's. Like when you come from Carroll County. Like,
Right.
Let's stop acting like we are what we not.
Okay.
Let's be ourselves because we can make change.
Cool.
That's it.
All right. What did you do since the last time we were here? I don't know what that had to do with what he was thinking. So I
said
guess
it was a
so he
thought.
was
For a second.
thinking
It was
since
a
the last
thought.
time he was
Because I
here. So
understand exactly
excellent.
what you're saying.
First
About
of
how
all,
There we
need
go.
to be
First
who
of
we
all,
are.
shout out to Carroll County. We had love for everyone out in Carroll County. I don't know what he talking about,
Facts.
but actually, nah, he right. You
Right.
know, if you're gonna talk about it, be about it. If you're gonna be about it, You need to talk about it, and don't talk what you don't know. What did I do?
Right.
I had a
That's the main thing is being educated
authentic.
about stuff.
Be
Like
authentic.
um like for example, if
Shout out to Nick Harris.
let them write you the ticket. You don't have to crack your window. You don't have to do anything except for showing your ID and showing your insurance card and let him write the ticket. The second you crack the window, he can say, "Well, I smell something," and now
Right.
he's got probable cause to search the car. You don't
Right.
have to do all that, but a lot of people don't know those little loopholes and things. So until you start actually learning what your rights are, that's always going to be a problem.
Right.
Right.
Word.
Okay. So we gonna give a big shout out to Bass. Bass is watching. He ain't on screen. I thought you'd come up for this one,
Base.
Bass, but thanks for watching.
Come
We
on,
got
base.
Bring
Lisa
your
in the
ass
house.
on, base. Come
We
on,
got
man.
Nick Harris in the house. I'm gonna hold your comment for a minute, Nick, because we not there yet, just yet. But we we moving our way through there. So Van, what have you been doing since the last time we were here? Besides stuffing your face with soup.
Damn. For real?
Yeah. Well, today I had to ride all the way out to Centerville to do a job, and then I had another one in Fairfax, and I got that one done. Um,
Shout out VA.
Yesterday I hung out with my son for a little bit.
What's up,
We took
Trey?
a ride down to see my other brother,
All right.
and I mean, just working, doing my thing, trying
That's
to
what's
get
up.
over this little whatever it is. Like you were saying, it's probably that smoke inhalation stuff from all
Yeah.
that smog and crap. I'm pretty sure that's what it
Hell
is.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, dearest. What's been up with you, Mr. Ted Master?
Well, a couple of things. So, of course, y'all know I'm back with the Teddy Files. So I did my first two videos in the studio for in a long time. So got that back up. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I just got finished over the weekend. As a matter of fact, yesterday, my niece has a dance group called DFDC,
Mm-hmm.
and they blew the doors off the place yesterday. And of course, I had my cookies in there. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it feels good when you walk into a place and because people know your product, they actually start buying it before you even get it on the table.
That's what's
That's
up.
what's up.
So yeah, that was I sold out completely. The show was really good. Shout out to my niece Ayana and her dance group DFDC. They always do a really good job. They always blow the doors off the place. And I actually had a great time this weekend.
That's what's
That's
up.
what's up. So I guess that leaves me. I've been busy. I've been really busy. There are a lot of changes going on with the Mass Creations group and the Mass Creations family. We're not going to make the official announcement to next week, but next week we will be making some announcements about what's going on here at the Grown Man Click podcast and our Grown Man Cave and some other things that's going on. But besides that, this past week, I started with working with a new intern from Micah. I want to give her a shout out. Her name
Shout
is
out Miracle.
Miracle. What's up, Miracle?
It's
She
the
came in
miracle.
fire blazing, ready to work. She's a photography major, and she is just so eager to work and contribute to the Mass Creations family. So hopefully one day we'll have her come in and just tell about her experience and what it's like working with me.
Can I say shout out to folks ready to hit the ground running and just start blazing?
Yeah, because it's so many people who say they want an internship or they want to work and they don't bring that
Don't
work
want to do
ethic to
nothing.
the job. She's here
Right.
early. She's ready to work. She's ready to get down, do what she has to do, and she's not afraid of the grunt work. I have to stop her from doing grunt work because she's here to be a photography intern, but she helped me out with whatever I needed, and she's been great. Um,
It's
besides
a miracle.
Besides that, I've had some great photo shoots. We had my boy Q in the house with the snakes on Friday,
Yay,
and we
yay.
did some snake shoots with Tasha and Tasha. So we had Tasha, Miss Brickhouse,
Bro, that was
and
Saturday,
Saturday.
Tasha
Saturday.
Bryce up in the
That
house.
was
That
Saturday.
was Saturday.
Yeah.
Friday, nobody showed up for the kickback, but me and my wife, we kicked back and had a little kickback by ourselves. But everybody showed up on Saturday and kicked back. I was like, oh, so I don't have to announce kickback. Y'all just go show up. But Saturday's kickback was pretty hot. We had a good time and we enjoyed it. I
We
made
went.
some steaks, some dogs, some burgers, and we just kicked back a little bit. And then we shot. And then Sunday, I had the chance to shoot the Bliss Network. That was fun. Bliss Network is the model agency out of DC. They
Right.
came through,
Shout
and
out
their
Bliss
theme was
Babes.
bubbles. So we got to play in some bubbles. It was really cool. And now we're here back at Monday,
I
and I'm
like
here
bubbles.
with you guys. My favorite place to be on a Monday. So that's been my week. So now, before we get into the subject, we got one more little thing of business to take care of, and here we go. Flowers or powder for you. That's right,
All
ladies
right.
and gentlemen. This is time for Flowers and Powder. And if you're not sure and never been to the Grown Man Click podcast and don't know what to do right now, I'm going to tell you what to do. There are two things. If somebody has done something so great, so wonderful, somebody has been so helpful, so caring, did something so out of the way, it made you feel like 100 million bucks, you want to give them flowers. But if you had somebody come up to you and talk to you in your face with onion breath, if you had somebody come over to you and try to give you a hug and they didn't put on dial, they said they had natural deodorant on and the only thing you smelled was natural funk, if somebody went into the bathroom before you and pissed all over the toilet seat and didn't have the decency to wipe it, and you're a female, you may want to do the LeBron, grab some powder, put it in each hand, rub it together, and smack the donkey piss out of them. Then you're going to give them powder.
Right.
Okay.
Or you could just slap the piss out of them.
Unless you enter piss play.
Right. We're going to take care of them just like that. So,
Right.
All right.
flowers or powder? Who's first?
And
Go ahead, Van. Go.
Damn.
Okay, bro.
You muted. You muted
We
yourself.
can't
You
hear you.
muted
that's
yourself.
the
You
best
muted
flowers and
yourself.
powder
Okay.
I ever heard.
There you go.
Got
So
excited.
I'm going with powder, like
Yeah, I
a
like
whole big
powder.
5 pound bag of powder drop from us, poof, the whole thing. Um, Coming out of a parking garage in DC,
Okay.
and I know that the sidewalk is up, so I'm blowing for to let like people walk and know that I'm the garage, because I can't see around those blind corners. So I'm just kind of like tapping on the horn a little bit. And as I get up to the top, this guy, you're not supposed to be deaf. That's the whole reason why I was blowing the horn. I mean, I can't see around those blind corners, which is why I was blowing the horn. So yeah, a whole big 5 pound bag and just dropped off a scaffold right on top of his jump behind.
All right.
Ha.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, John? I see you in the chat.
What up, John?
Brian,
What's up, bro?
brown man from the fifth floor is watching. What's up,
Yo.
Maeve?
What's
So,
happening?
What up,
all right.
homie?
Who else got? Who want to go next? Who want to go next?
I got powder.
You got powder?
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to talk a minute, and goes into our topic tonight. I want to talk to folks who supposedly know what contracts are about. I mean, you do understand what a contract is, right? You do understand it's an agreement, it's a legal agreement, and you do understand that you're actually supposed to read the agreement that you agree to. So, yeah, powder to all them fools who sign contracts and don't fucking read them at all. I'm going back and forth with somebody right now over a shoot from 3 days ago from a contract that she signed 4 months ago, and she had the contract. I had a picture of it, and she still is confused about what she signed. I got problems
Jesus.
with that.
Yeah, I was here for that debacle, and that son of a gun. She need Jesus.
Film at 11.
That's it.
Film at 11. All right, Grizz. I saw your hand go up. What you giving out today?
Well, actually, I'm gonna
You need
coin a new
Jesus.
phrase for the GMC.
Uh oh.
I'm giving out flounder.
Flounder.
Flouder.
Oh,
Flounder, yes.
flounder.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna give out flowers and powder today.
All right, here we go.
So, of course, you know my flowers always go to Mrs. Grizzly because she's wonderful. She's one of the best things that ever happened in my life.
Absolutely.
So that's number one.
Go ahead, Miss Producer. Yay.
Hey,
But
Shout out Amanda.
my powder goes out to someone years ago. I put it out there about there's not a lot of fragrances that I dislike, but there's
Right.
one specific fragrance that I hate with
Uh oh.
everything in my bone marrow.
Oh damn.
Erica Badu pussy.
Ain't smelled that yet. But
Oh, okay.
there would be no Erica Badu
but
slander
no,
going around.
Window seat.
so there's the fragrance is gray flannel.
Oh yeah.
It is the worst
Okay.
fragrance I've ever smelled in my life.
Wow.
And this dude is going back and forth with me
Right.
about how my nose
You
isn't
what
mature
you
enough.
like.
Yeah.
What you like.
Yeah. So he decides to tell me my nose wasn't mature enough. So
Oh
he
damn.
prompted me, I'm going to do an entire Teddy file off of the fragrance that I think are bullshit.
A whole Teddy
And
file.
sir, if
That's
you
awesome.
are listening right now to the GMC, your fragrance will be at the top of the list.
I love it. Send that to me. I'm definitely going it.
Oh, absolutely.
God
So
damn.
yeah, he gets all the powder. You can't tell people what they like, what they should feel like, or how something should smell to them. Like I guarantee you, nobody tells you you smell good, sir.
I'm sorry, but we have the post of the day so far, and that is more powder than a cartel. I
Shout
love
out.
that.
Damn right.
Shout
That's
out
John,
John.
ain't it? I love that. That's
Shout out
that's
John.
staying up there till I decide to change it. So
Oh man.
anyway, but so
Speaking
that
of the
goes to you.
cartel,
That goes to you.
speaking of cartel, before I give y'all seen this Floyd? No, I'm not.
What? Any,
I was talking about Floyd. Floyd Mayweather.
what happened?
Oh, okay.
I missed something about Floyd.
So, my flower
Oh,
goes
he's
to
going.
myself. I felt like I was actually great this weekend.
Okay.
My powder goes to myself
So you got
because
flounder, bro?
I feel like I feel like honestly, I was driving a car that I knew I shouldn't be driving,
Oh damn.
and I did it anyway because I'm a dick, and I did it anyway, and I'm mad at the results that came out of it.
Oh lord.
So I'm gonna give the powder to myself. So where is it? Smack,
No. Yep. Go ahead.
smack my motherfucking self.
And then boo yourself right there.
Yeah, fuck it. I keep it G.
So,
yo,
I'm
Grizz. I just want to note. I just saw his car, so whatever car he's talking about, it was not his car. All right,
No,
So-
I'm talking
because
about
his car's intact.
so
metaphorical.
I don't think he
Oh.
got it. I got it. But anyway. So I am going to do a pass because next week I have to really vent and I have to really say some stuff that I really want to get off my chest. So I am going to pass this week because next week is going to be epic when I do this section because if you know they know what I've been going through and I haven't shared it with anybody else. It's just that if you've been in my vicinity, you know what I've been going through. But see, this is the key. there has been a lot of blessings being passed my way through all of this. And I feel like if I don't accept the blessings and be in that perfect space where I am going to accept it and know that this is my creator's way of giving me energy, I might mess my blessings up if I don't wait and share my powder next week. And the
Right.
blessings have been amazing. I'm talking about a 600-time blessing from a bless. I did something and passed a blessing on to someone, and I got a 600-time blessing on top of that. And that's why I don't want to go to powder. But I mean, flowers are beautiful, and I love everybody around me. I give you flowers to your face every time I talk to y'all. But it's going to be fun next week. When I go off, you know how it is. It's pretty cantankerous because I am one who cannot hold my tongue, and you probably know this has been the longest that I've held my tongue ever about a subject. But next week, please tune in because you
Tune
will
in.
get it.
Because
But
you
we're
don't
gonna
want to
pass,
miss.
and we're not gonna say anything negative, and we're not gonna say anything too much. We just want to make sure that we're in a good space to receive the blessings that have been thrown my way, and then I will let you know what's going on next week.
Because we
So,
don't want to miss the
yeah, you don't
cantankerous.
want to miss the cantankerous
The
part. That's going to
cantankerous.
be fun. So, anyway, I don't know if everybody knows what today's show is about, but today's show is something that Van brought up. Van brought this show to the light. And we were talking one day, we always do a powwow near the fourth week of the year, month where we start to get together our ideas for the next month's shows. And we came up with this topic: school days. Was it worth it? Because this is the whole idea. And I want to see from the peanut gallery. You know, I tell everybody that's on the screen who's watching, they're the peanut gallery. Sometimes we have people here, but I want to see comments. I already got a great comment that we're going to lead off with from my boy Nick. He came in pretty strong. I mean, my girl Nick Harris. I'm sorry, Nick. Sorry. So anyway, we're
Miss
going to start
Peace.
there. So, but I'm not gonna put it up just yet because we want to go in. It's school days. Was it worth it? Did you feel like going to school after the eighth grade? Because that's my focus point. Was after the eighth grade focused enough for you that it sent you on a clear vision? Excuse me for a sec. Beer. Okay. It sent you on a clear path to what you are doing now, where you wanted to be, and where you wanted to go. Or, listen to this. At eighth grade, somebody said, okay, let's sit down. What do you want to do? What makes you happy? What would make you fulfilled as a human being? And where would you like to proceed from here? Now, I know that's a very formative age. You're what, 12, 13, maybe 14 if you're a little slow. And I'm sorry. I don't mean that as a slander, but I'm just saying. But you could be. So what I want to do is I don't know why somebody calling me in the middle of the show. That's somebody who doesn't understand what we do on Monday nights. But anyway, would it have been more beneficial for you to say Van, if somebody had said to you at eighth grade, all right, we're going to end your education here on the grand scheme of education, and we're going to focus you in on electrical work and what you do as an electrician because you have came upon this. We feel that your amplitude in this area will lead you to a lucrative career. Mr. Teddy, we know that you are an amazing cook. And if we guided you towards cooking and towards being in the arts, because if you don't know, he's also an amazing singer. But and we honed your skills and gave you an opportunity to concentrate on these two passions of yours. Would it work? Let's go to Scott. Scott, if someone said, we are going to put away the books and we're going to put the best cameras in your hand, we're going to send you to some of the best places to learn about photography. We'll send you over to Paris. We'll send you, to New York. We'll send you to LA so you can work with some really great people. And I'm talking about 14,
Right.
where you can actually develop your skills as a photographer and be a world class photographer. Same with you. We're going to send you over to LA so that you can mentor 7 months with Steven Spielberg, Spike Lee, John Singleton, so that you can develop your craft as a filmmaker. And you don't have to go to college or high school. We're going to do that for you.
mm,
Then you have this. Okay, you're not sure what you want to do. So what we'll do is we'll do this.
Shout out Shelly.
So
Shout
what
out A
we'll
Hunt.
do is this. Well, if you want to be a doctor, you have to go to high school and you have to go to college and you
right.
proceed in that direction. If you want to be a lawyer, you have to go to college and you have to proceed in that direction. If you were geared and moved into the right lanes to make your life the successful thing that you wanted it to do from middle school on, how would your life be different? And before we get to y'all to ask, I'm gonna put this up on the screen because this was from Nick Harris. GED gang gang went to Casad Job Corps. I can't read it from here.
Casadega.
Casadega Job Corps at 17, 14 months, received two trades, my GED driver's license, and money when I left. A few grand of grants from successfully completing program.
Wow.
Shout out to my brother Eric too.
What's up, Eric? So and probably, and I hope Nick is still here. All right, are you pursuing the things that you left or
You
with
you
the?
know you know who
Go
that
ahead.
is, right?
The Harris Media Tribe.
Yeah, Mrs. She said.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, are you still formatting or working in those fields? Are you still developing those things, and are they your passion? And is that where you were geared to from your education, and you're doing it now? Because that may be the backbreaker. Because guess what? There are a lot of CEOs who got GED behind their names.
Right.
A lot of people don't even understand what the
Matter
GED
of fact,
test
Peter
is.
Angelos never actually finished school.
Right.
Hold on, I'm gonna
A
say
lot of
that
people
one
don't
more
know
time.
that.
A lot of people don't know what the GED test really is.
I do because I've got mine.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that the GED and the SAT are the exact same test.
Hmm.
Mm.
And you trying to cram 12 years of school into 4 hours. As a
Right.
matter of fact, JB was there when I took my test.
Yep. I took a lot of people to that test, and I got a lot of
Yep.
people through that test.
Yep.
But now we got the serious talk going on. So
Right.
I gave each of you guys a scenario, and I'm gonna
Right.
ask you if that was the case, what would you have done?
All right, I'll go. Um, as y'all may or may not know, I grew up with a camera in my hand. Father was a photographer. Grandfather
Legacy.
was a photographer. Um, quite honestly, I did not. I did not have anyone directly in my life at the time of high school to enlighten me or illuminate the possibility of that being a financially successful route to go down. Therefore, the focus, as most of us, the focus was go to school, get your high school diploma, get your go to college, get your degree, and go out and whatever.
Right.
Um, it's easy to go back and they say hindsight is 2020, but I can honestly say that if I had the any kind of guidance toward going toward my passion earlier, I
Mhm.
probably would have gone that direction. Because I didn't want to be no damn engineer. I didn't get an engineering degree anyway because damn weird courses. But anyway, we won't talk about that. Yeah, I've got and no
But you
brag.
have a degree.
Yeah, no brag at all. I actually have 4 degrees, but I'm not doing anything in any of them except talking. So, the degrees look nice. As a matter of fact, I don't even have the paper that they were printed on. I've got a paper
Mm.
somewhere that says that I achieved all of this, but I don't know where that shit is. So, you know,
Who want to go next?
I'll take it.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. All right.
So,
So when I was coming up, they I didn't really know anything about trying to be in cooking, and had somebody cultivated that into me, or had somebody brought that out of me early, I would own several bakeries right now. I didn't learn I could bake until I was 26 years old.
right. Yep.
And it was just something. Believe it or not, the first time I started baking, I was cheating. I was using cake mix until one day, me and my ex-wife had we had family coming over, and I ran out of cake mix to make cookies. So I said, "Well, okay, let me try to see if I can do some of this from scratch." By the time that party was over, all of the cake mix cookies were still in the box, were still in the container that I had them in, and they ate all the ones from scratch.
And Yo Jones was gone.
Yeah, and that's when I realized, okay, I might actually be able to do this. But I've always had like a somewhat of a passion for cooking because my whole family can cook, but it was never like put to me to try to do that. I have a lot of ambition, but I didn't have any guidance for it
Right.
when I was younger, so I didn't know what direction. I mean, I had so many different things that I tried to do as I was coming up, but had somebody give me the opportunity to focus in on one thing, oh, I would own several bakeries right now.
So, can I just make a generalized statement before we go any further? So, in other words, guidance counselors were fucking bullshit. They did nothing to guide you into the correct career paths that you wanted. They looked at the people who were supposedly upper echelon, people who were high grades, who could go to Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Hampton, all of the big schools, and never concentrated on the everyday student who could have developed an amazing career at a lower level.
Shout out Ron Pringle.
Exactly.
Hey, what's up, Ron? So let's go ahead. Who's next? That would be either Van or okay,
yeah.
Van. Mr. Nees is reading.
So,
I was reading. My bad.
Yeah, no problem.
like you were just saying, guidance counselors didn't help me at all. Um, I had an art teacher that kept trying to push me towards art, and for the life of me, I didn't understand why. Because I know for a fact my handwriting to this day is still terrible. So how I'm gonna draw something if I can't write good? Like this is not gonna work out. And I already knew that. So I knew she was pulling my leg from the beginning. I was like, so yeah, this whole art thing, that's not gonna happen. Um, I actually got into doing electrical work by accident. Um, I needed two electives in high school to graduate. Not gonna lie, I kind of shamed out. I took electrical and I joined the ski club when I was in South Carolina. It don't snow down there. I knew we weren't gonna do one of
Y'all
those
read books
things.
on skiing.
Yeah,
That's
I can
some
tell you everything
bullshit.
about
That
skiing. I can tell you how to go down the hill. I can tell you that the length determines how fast the turns happen and how narrow the ski helps make up the speed for it. Like I can tell you everything about skis. Never been skiing.
I've never been to a ski class, but I've been skiing. So you see, that's how fucked up that is.
Uh,
It's amazing
Yeah,
how you
but
go ahead. I'm sorry. I keep interjecting. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. But so the electrical thing, it just kind of sort of happened, and my instructor was like, "Well, this is a trade, and once you start taking a trade, whether you want it to or not, it's gonna stick with you." And sure enough, it did. It stuck with me. Here I am 35 years later, still doing electrical work, even though, I've worked in culinary. I've met some good people in the field. Um, One of my good friends is a general manager of a restaurant right now. Actually, three of my friends are general managers of restaurants, and I still go through and talk to them and things. I don't know if he's watching. I ran into him tonight, but if Darrell is on, what's up, homie? Um, but yeah, so between electrical and culinary, nobody pushed me in those directions. That was all, self done. So,
I got it.
like you were saying, guidance counselors really didn't help you accomplish nothing.
Let me put up his comment from my boy E Dog. Family trait of photography. Took photography class in middle school. That was about it. Didn't know photography was a money making business until later on. And that's because I feel in our demographic, being young black men, they expected us to accelerate at what?
Sports,
Basketball, football, sport.
Sports, and then of course they
entertainment.
would relegate us to trades such as
Right,
auto mechanics and stuff like that. And the whole idea is that we're smarter than that, we're more accomplished than that. Not saying anything is wrong with any of those fields,
Right.
because you could start off fixing toilets and end up owning a plumbing company.
Yeah.
You could start
You shouldn't.
off you could start off wiring a house and ending up being a general contractor that sends people out to wire houses for you.
Right.
The problem is they
So
kept
you
pigeonholing us into
they
things.
pigeonhole. But you know what? In some of the rural communities, they still had auto class where
Right.
you actually learned how to put together cars and tractors and everything else, because they knew that it was a lucrative field that they didn't want to expand to us sometimes.
Right.
Exactly. Because they knew at some point that was going to make the kind of money that they didn't really want us to make, which is why they took it out of schools for us to be able to learn it.
But if you go to
Like,
some of the rural schools and some of the county schools and some of the schools in other states, they still have
yeah,
automotive programs.
right.
Fully functioning, not like fix the teacher's car and pass, but I'm talking about fully functioning where the police department takes their cars to the schools to be serviced.
Right.
Right.
Those are the careers that make people rich and comfortable and living in a middle class to upper middle class society.
But then people will tell you that they didn't put us at a disadvantage. People will try to say that we had every opportunity and this, that, and the third. The thing about it is after a while, you get tired of having to fight and scratch tooth and nail for every damn opportunity you get when
Right.
everybody else is being handed to them, but you keep leapfrogging their ass every single second of every day.
Right. And then is and don't and this is not just a knock on the Caucasian society or anything.
No,
It's saying how we were treated as the African American society. And also there are inner city whites, inner cities
right,
Latinas, who also felt this and
right,
who were affected by it. So
yeah,
it's not really racial. It's more like aerial bias,
demographic,
where
yeah,
demographics, where you lived, how you lived, and where you were from.
yeah,
So I mean, you've got to remember,
Yep.
we're not just talking about the black experience because we're all African American. We're talking about the general experience.
right, right,
So don't
Yep.
we definitely have to talk from our point of view because we're black men, but
yeah,
we're talking about what happened in our community because I went to school with white people.
yeah. I mean, if you think about Fred Hampton, he started the Rainbow
One third,
Coalition
one
with a
third.
lot of people, with people that
What were
weren't
you
all
saying?
black. I
What
said,
were you
you
saying,
got to
Van?
remember. Oh, go ahead, man. Sorry, bro.
Hmm?
What were you saying, Van?
Oh, one third of my high school class was in a group called Future Farmers of America. Granted, we were in South Carolina, and most of those guys grew up on farms, so that made sense. So nobody was doing the electrical stuff. Nobody was going out to be a lifeguard. Nobody was doing the real automotive thing. It was Future Farmers of America, and then what was the other one? It was FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, were like the two
Right,
biggest groups in my high
right.
school. That was it.
Right.
Do you remember the famous movie about future business leaders of America?
I don't remember a movie, no.
It was called Risky
It's
Business.
been
Oh yeah.
it's been so
Yep.
long. I don't.
Risky
Yep.
Business. Remember,
Sure did.
Tom Cruise was in the Future Business Leaders of America
I
program,
did not
and
remember
he
that.
had to do a project where he had to make a business that was profitable. And that's what led him to prostitution.
And if you remember at the end of the movie, his monologue
Was
overall
about how much
what
money he made.
was about how much money he made, how much money he lost, how he lost everything in this house, and he had to buy it all back, and how it taught him.
Yeah. So,
Right.
and it's so funny, but if they did that same music with a movie with African American people, it would not look the same.
Oh no.
It'd be called Pimpin' Ain't Easy.
Right.
Ah,
That'd be
shout
a
out
short
E.
movie.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Hmm.
In a world where black people do risky business over again. But they did two versions of White Men Can't Jump.
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
you never answered the question. If you had the opportunity to study under the great filmmakers of our generation, and it was straight from eighth grade, where you got a tutorial lesson and worked and was actually flued out, as they say now, to these different locations to learn from these amazing filmmakers, would that have led you to a point where you would have been even more concentrated and more dedicated on your craft as opposed to meandering as we all did? I think we all did some meandering. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Were you even into video at that point in your life?
So
But he was a performer too. You got to remember, he was sports. He was in the sports,
Yeah.
and he was also a rapper. Cause I know and he also after that went into the podcast arena way before podcasting was what it
not
was
eighth grade
today.
though. Not
Huh?
eighth grade.
But I'm saying if somebody
All
noticed
that all
and
that is
nurtured,
true. All that is true, guys.
yeah. But if somebody,
Facts.
right, if somebody noticed and nurtured,
No,
you don't think you would have done it?
absolutely not.
What would you have done?
The eighth grade Preston definitely would have rebelled. Definitely would have rebelled. And I think that's what we're missing in this conversation. Middle school is okay. Middle school is okay. But we got to realize high school is really who we actually came to be. I know we all had passions before we got to ninth grade, but like honestly, high school to me personally is who we became. And then when I got to
I actually
yeah,
agree with
and when I got to college, that's when we start to evaluate who we are as a human. Now that might not be
Mm-hmm.
everyone. Everyone may know from birth that this is what I want to do, and that's everything. But when we talking about majority, we talking about regular people.
you. You ain't majority.
Definitely,
You ain't regular.
yeah, regular people. We're talking about we don't know in middle school. Middle school for me, and I went to Ashburn and Dr. Nathan A. Pitts. Um, Middle school for me, I didn't know who I was.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what was popular. I knew what was going to get the girls. I knew that. But who Preston, who Rich became to be, didn't learn that in middle school. The guidance counselor groomed me to get to high school. When I got to high school, it's when I first picked up
Your
the book.
artistic side.
I'm not gonna say my artistic side because that stays with me. That's little things from when I was a kid, and I can say like, oh yeah, I used to create just like little stories. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will always say I was artistic, but knowing where I wanted to go with my artistic side, I would say high school for me is when I picked up a book by Walter Dean Myers, and I've said this on plenty of podcasts that I've been on, called Monster. And Monster showed me how to put things into a screenplay format.
Okay.
And that's where exactly like and shout out to my mom because I know you're watching right now, but even my mother knows this story. After I put that book down I said, Ma, I want to make movies.
Okay.
Okay.
I said,
And
Ma, I want to make movies. But that was me, 11th grade.
okay, but that's a great story, and that's
Yeah,
definitely telling your path. But the whole idea is that I knew I was going to be working in the arts at 5th grade. I never doubted that I would be working in the arts. I never doubted that I would be what I am now, an artist, making a living as being an artist. It doesn't matter what I did on the hindsight, like working selling cars, working for the company that shall be renamed nameless. But guess what? I was being an artist there because they used to fight me tooth and nail because I wouldn't stay in the realm in which they wanted me to stay because I'm an artist. An artist has to bloom. When I worked at Civic Works and did my years of give back to the community, that fueled my passion, and I found people who were artists at Civic Works and worked with them. And that's not knocking anybody else. Nobody could deter me from what I felt my destiny was to be an artist. So I knew at an early age, and I know everybody doesn't, but I did.
Right.
And I was lucky
Yeah.
to have that cognizant uh uh forward view of myself.
and that's your story.
And
That's
and
fine.
and
Majority
but you're not
kids,
wrong for
but
what you did.
majority kids, because what we doing right now is individualizing.
Right.
Majority of the kids don't know what the fuck they want to do.
Well, you can't say that because there's wait a
Majority.
minute.
You know why I can say that? You know why I can say that? Because when I was in 8th grade, we took a test. We took a test to see where we was going to be. And if I can talk to all my 1990 kids, they're not there because that's not what they wanted to do. We answered questions because we was taught a test. We was taught a test. We didn't know what the fuck we wanted to be.
But a
We
lot
didn't
of
know
us
what the fuck we
did.
wanted to be.
A lot of us did because you
Look,
actually have a sister who knew what she wanted to
Wrong,
be
wrong.
back then. As a yes, she did.
And let me tell you, let
Yeah.
me tell you this, let me tell you this. And speaking of my sister, to this day, I love her to death, but she not even sure no more.
No more, but
No
that,
more. She's
but
not even
that,
sure. But
that's
she will
the
tell
doubt
you.
of life.
She
That's
will
the
tell
doubt
you.
of life.
Yeah, but she will tell
Life,
you.
life
She will
will.
tell you. She will tell you.
Yeah.
I was taught to be this.
right.
I
You were
was
groomed. She was
taught.
groomed to be that.
Yeah, I
But
was taught
but
to be this.
but I
So it's a little different.
Yeah.
That's why I said we're talking about individually.
individual
I don't know what the fuck I'm
individually.
talking
I got you. Yeah.
about.
No, I
Majority
agree
people,
with you.
Majority people in a classroom, when you sit maybe like 10, maybe 2 or 3 got this passion at that early age.
Okay.
At that early age,
Let me
everyone
put
don't
this
have
up on the
that.
screen and let me black it out so I can read it. I came from a military family, so it was school, military, or play sports. I was groomed into a soccer athlete and actually was accepted to a D1 full ride scholarship. However, life happened and I didn't go to the D1 school or follow my soccer career. Instead, settled for a business degree and accounting degree. Now here I am with 3 degrees, debt, student loans over $100,000, and now I am model who is now pursuing my nursing career. My past includes owning my own photography business and modeling. Is that it?
Yeah.
That was it.
Wow. Yeah.
No,
Agreed.
working for
That's still
government and now a CNA. So I don't think college is necessary, but high school I think is required because no one way at age 13 or 14
Correct.
you know what you want to be when you grow up, especially kids now.
Correct.
I
high
I
school
don't agree with
is
that. I
high
agree
school
that there
is-
are a lot of kids who are misdirected and who don't know what they want to be, and
Jay,
I
you
agree
went-
with that.
Jay, you went to school of the arts.
But I
You went to a school. Hold on.
go ahead.
You went to a school where these kids know exactly what they want to do.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm not. But guess what? There are so many of those kids. They opened Carver School for the Arts. They opened another school for the arts in
I'm
the
not
city.
knocking that.
So there are a lot of kids that are directed in the and know what they want to the point where it was so when I went to the school for the arts, yeah, it was limited, it was so small, and they only accepted so many kids. But because of the fact that there was a need and a want, They started doing it on a different capacity. And guess what?
I put it to you like this: it's a
I
bowl.
understand that
It's a bowl.
more
It's a
people,
bowl, right? You
right?
take your hand in that bowl and be like, "These are the creative kids,"
I
because
understand
everybody
that.
at School of Arts was not creative.
Right, but I
Like
agree
we
with
know.
you already, so I don't know where the dichotomy in our conversation is coming
Well,
from.
well, it
I
could start
understand
at
that.
the word
I'm so,
dichotomy.
I understand that a lot of kids don't know what they want at a young
Yo,
age, and
Grizz,
I agree
Hey,
with
Rich,
excuse him.
Yeah,
I,
He's
I,
just
I,
shook because he don't know what dichotomy means,
I
I
man.
know that's what
agree
it
with
was.
you, and
He's
yeah,
agree.
that's y'all know.
I
Y'all know.
agree.
I ain't never scared to say it.
Right,
That
but
should threw me off. So when you
but
said dichotomy, I said,
but I
"Well,
agree
there
with that
it
point of view.
is." I'm fucking with you,
But
But
Joe.
you know what, Rich? I got a question
this
though.
is the whole directive. The directive is,
Yeah,
if I'm saying, if we change the way we teach and change the way that
right.
we look at children to listen to what is in their spirit and listen to what is in their hearts and figure it out earlier, you would cut that number in half.
We can't
Wait a
do
minute. Hey,
that.
Rich,
We
I got a question.
can.
Hey,
Hold
Hold
Rich,
on.
up,
I
we
got a
can't
question.
do
I got a
that.
question.
Hold on.
Hey,
Yo,
Rich, I
Not,
got a
who?
question. I
No,
got a
not with
question real
social
quick.
media.
Hey,
No,
Hey, Rich, I got a question, bro. I
hold
got a
up, what's up,
question.
brother? I'm listening.
So here's the thing. Me and you both played football. If
Uh,
we went to a school that, of course, taught us academia, but concentrated on pushing us in the direction of the sport that we love, do you feel like that would have put you in a different position today? Do you think if they concentrated on where your love was at the time? Now, of course, as you get older, things can change. Your love of whatever you loved when you were younger can change. But if they would actually have focused in on that one thing that you loved at that time,
shout
do
out to
you
my boy
think that
Big
that would
Vic.
have put you in a position to be able to say, you know what, I can make it to the
I can.
NFL?
I
Because
can.
if
Go
you
ahead.
think about it,
Okay.
if somebody takes the time to concentrate
mm,
on the thing that you passionate about at the time, because passions are kids, we all know that. But if the first thing that you say, I want to play football, I love football, so they concentrated on it. Like I said, they still taught you schoolwork and everything, but the focus was to make sure they got the best out of you for that sports. Would that not have been a great school to go to?
Of
I,
course it
no,
would.
no, 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 no. I'm not. I'm not arguing that.
Right, right, right.
I'm
You're
not
just saying that
arguing.
a lot of kids at their age
Yeah,
may be
we
pushed into
don't.
something that they don't want to
We
do
we
because they
don't.
don't
We
know.
don't know. Like, and I'll be
Right,
honest. At that age, I'm gonna say because we talking about eighth grade, right?
Yes.
right,
I played football because my friends was playing football.
right.
It wasn't. It was like I love the sports. I like to watch it on TV.
But it was more
Yeah,
like a peer thing.
Yeah, it was like a peer thing for me.
They were all doing this, so I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah, yeah. Whoa,
But
whoa, whoa,
okay.
wait.
But this is the whole idea with
I'm
that.
thinking me now. Hold on,
See,
time
see,
out. Time out.
but see, that's
I'm a
not.
different person. Hold on, let me finish. Let me
Go
finish.
ahead. Go ahead.
But that's the thing. Football, I love it. I swear I love it. If I ain't
yeah,
mess my joint up, but I only did it because my best man did it.
right.
I only did things because I didn't know. Eighth grade is something, and I think we got to understand. Middle school is not something that we actually are ourselves.
No,
Not
Middle
yet.
school,
Not
and
yet.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm the youngest guy on the GMC, so I can understand. Y'all may did 4 years in middle school. I did three. Like I don't know middle school at that time. It was
yeah, we
elementary,
did
middle.
4 years.
I
It
did
was
three.
confusing.
It was four
I
I
years.
did junior high school, so I'm
Yeah,
old as
yeah.
fuck. I
I don't
did
know.
junior
You get
high.
what
The
I'm
junior high, I
saying?
did junior high.
Like,
We had junior
yeah,
high school. Yeah,
I ain't understand. But my middle school, my elementary was first from fifth. Then it was sixth to eighth. I got 3 years. So we're talking about is middle school necessary from sixth grade to eighth grade? Absolutely,
Let me tell you this much.
absolutely.
And this is a little known fact. Most people don't realize this, and I bet you when the people from the BSA hear this, is only one other person who may realize this because they're the same person. They did the exact same thing I did.
right.
I knew in my heart and in my soul that if I went to the Baltimore School for the Arts, it was going to be the most beneficial to my life after school. So I stayed in junior high school for the ninth grade. so that I could audition for the School for the Arts and go to the School for the Arts for 10th, 11th, and 12th grade because I knew that that was where I needed to be. So I actually stayed in junior high school an extra year
You saying this with so much
because
passion,
because
but
that's
I
how
want you to
new.
understand.
Everybody doesn't have that
There's no
passion.
more junior high school.
But
It's sixth to eighth grade.
I understand that now.
Sixth
But
grade.
what I'm
You're
saying
talking
is
about
that
ninth grade. I said high school. It's where you found yourself.
no,
Ninth
I
grade,
found
you're a
myself
freshman.
before that, and that's rare.
Well,
I understand that.
congratulations. Let's do a
No,
hand clap.
but
Hand clap.
but
Guess what, Jerry? Patrick over there ain't Jerry.
right. I understand.
So Patrick.
Didn't I agree with him
So
about a half
Patrick.
hour ago?
So Patrick.
Yes, you did.
Patrick
Okay.
might like to build Legos.
You just want to argue.
Oh.
Because I agree with you a half hour ago. I'm saying that the majority of kids don't know, but is that because they don't know or they
Oh,
weren't
there's a head
helped?
shake, Chris.
They weren't helped to groom themselves or helped to find their path. And I'm
Yeah,
not saying like Amanda said, where they're pushing somebody to do something that they don't know what they want to do. That those are the people who say, "Well, you can go on to high school."
you know
Wasn't
what,
that
Richard?
my scenario in the beginning? If you
Yeah, but I
didn't
want to
know
say
what
this.
you were gonna do, you go to high school.
You do realize
That's
in
what I
other countries they
said.
tell them kids what they're
I
going to be.
said if
See, we're
somebody,
the only country that does that.
yeah,
In
Say
other
that again.
countries, they tell them kids what you're going to be.
yeah, they tell them what they're gonna
You know
be.
what I'm saying? And the
Hold on.
thing
Say
Every
that
about
other
it
again.
country
is
except for America.
in other countries, they tell them kids what they're going to be. Like they'll tell you, especially in Asian countries, they tell them kids you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be an accountant, you're going to be a businessman. They tell them kids what they're going to be, because the thing
And they
about it
have
is,
no choice.
we have a lot of those freedoms here, but the thing is, the one benefit from that is to be able to, because kids, we can't focus on shit.
Right.
American kids can't focus on shit, and to actually have a person to help us focus.
That's what I'm
Now,
saying.
that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to have our minds made up, but we'll at least have the guidance we need, so we won't be all over the place. So I get what you're saying,
All right. So let me
because
say
that
this.
that
Let me say
that
this.
that, that,
Let
that,
me say this.
that
'Cause
place where we're talking about,
I've been
but
listening.
after the eighth grade, though,
Yeah, I've been
I
listening.
think they could, yeah, yeah,
And I wanna make before I say what I'm about to say, I wanna make this clear. All right.
Okay.
I'm with y'all,
Yeah.
but we gotta move past middle school for me because
Okay.
it's high school. Now, if we're talking about college, that's different. But if we're talking
right,
about this this middle school versus high school joint,
We're
no.
not. We're
Now,
talking about.
what
We're
I was
talking about
saying, what I
all of
say,
it.
hold up, let me finish. I heard Grizz talk, I heard you talk, I heard Scott talk,
And we
and
been hearing you talk.
I heard Van talk. And each in one of y'all conversations, right?
Yeah.
There was someone to say, like, you should be this artist, right? I'm gonna go with Van. Van said he was like groomed to be an artist, but he went into electrician. Van, I love you. You're still an artist. You still create art. No matter if your trade is your real profession. You still create clothes. You're still a photographer. Like you're still your real passion that you showed when you was a kid. You're still all that. You're still all that. Grizz, you're still all that. You're a writer. You're a baker. You're an artist. Scott, you are a artist. Jerry, well, Jerry, the only one that actually said he knew since he was like one and a half. So it's like Jerry was already on a path beyond everyone else. So I can't
right,
say
right.
nothing about that. But we all are artists because that's what we knew. If we built Legos and someone is an architect, they're still going to be an artist because that's where it came from.
But I agree with you. Everybody doesn't know what they're going to want to do. And that's why I said if it was an option.
But when you think about it, someone told Van one day like, "Yo, electrician." He didn't talk about it.
No, someone taught him in a class. He took it as an elective. He said he took it
Yeah,
just to
like
see
I
what
said, I
it was
took it as
about.
an elective.
Correct. So we got to look at
Huh? Hold on,
something
hold
bigger.
on. What did you say?
That's what I was saying. I took it as an elective. It wasn't
And
a real
guess what?
interest. I just
And it was
needed
a
to
shocking
elect to
surprise.
graduate.
Oh, that was a dad
Right.
joke. It was a shocking surprise that he enjoyed it more than the
Yep.
skiing class.
But y'all not gonna tell me if Van could sell his clothes and make the same profit that he could make an electrician, that he ain't gonna stop. I'm sorry.
I'm sure he would. I wouldn't if I didn't have to do manual labor to make my living.
Exactly.
But guess what? He's a crochet artist, so he's still doing manual labor. It's just a labor of love. It's a difference. When you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. We've all heard
Right.
that.
Right.
I love what I do, so I don't look at I've been here from sun up to sundown, and you don't hear me complaining one bit about being here, do you? I'll say I'm tired. I'm saying it's been a long day, but I never said I hate being here. I don't enjoy this. This isn't fun. You don't ever hear me say that because I am in a place where I've
But
always
we got,
wanted
we
to
got, we
be.
got. If we gonna talk to him, we gotta take ourselves out of it.
But
We gotta take ourselves out of it because Jerry, you already say you're an anomaly. Y'all see
I'm
what
an
I did
anomaly.
there?
Yeah, anomaly. I like that.
Come on now.
But
But
but like
Shout out
wait
to Preston
let,
for
let's
getting the
keep
word.
let's
Come
keep
on,
going on
Preston on the shit,
let
man.
me go into some of these comments from
Preston's on the
Amanda.
shit, man.
In other countries they offer free college too. It's not offered, they're giving it. They're giving
Right.
free college. It's not even
Right.
offered, they are going to college, and when it's free more people will do it. So definitely it's a difference. It's a different landscape altogether, because if you know you can go to college and be a doctor and come out with zero debt, it's very different from America. We
Right.
decided that we were going to make colleges profitable
Right.
because we're the land of opportunity. So everybody got to pay.
I feel
So
like we
we
talking
did that.
about more
And then
of the status
versus putting you in
than what
debt to
people
continue
want.
education, that's the problem. And that's
Exactly.
true. But
I think it goes further than the status quo that you're talking about. We don't look at the socioeconomic reasoning behind why these countries sponsor their younger generation to go to college, because they're actually building their economy, whereas the opposite happens here. We do not invest in our youth. Therefore, that's why we've found ourselves in the situation that we're in now.
And
we
you know
have
why
to
we don't
invest in
invest in our
ourselves
One
youth?
more
You know
time.
why we don't invest in our
There you
youth?
go.
because it's
That's
not
that's the
profitable.
answer right there.
Because we ain't learning about it in the 8th grade.
Right. That's true, and
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Yep,
That is
they put
most
no money
people, and
into
this is
you.
why I picked that time, because people don't understand that a lot of people, just like I mean, we went to Morgan. Remember, we did that the thing at Morgan, and what did that little boy? He isn't a little boy. He's a young man. But he said when I was a little boy and I saw the people that my country that were hurting, I decided that I wanted to be a doctor. He
Right.
said because certain and that's rare. I understand that's rare, but because they saw that in him, that his passion was there, that's why he's at Morgan now. Because they saw the passion, he studied to show himself approved, and he is now at Morgan. And if you didn't know this, Morgan will soon have a medical doctorate program.
Facts. Come on now, Morgan.
Right.
I know I ain't got nothing to say bad about Morgan. Hey,
So
Bears. Hey, Bears.
so but that's what I'm saying. It's like
Not at all.
I definitely understand why people say, well, you don't know who you are when you're 12, 13 years old. But some people do, and if they do, you need to nurture it.
But I feel like that's
If
a
they
contradiction.
if they don't if
I
they
feel like that's a
don't, they
contradiction.
need to get more
And I'm gonna tell you
education.
why I feel like that's a contradiction, right?
What do you mean contradiction?
Because early in the show, y'all know I love y'all niggas, but I'm gonna keep it ill. Y'all said, well, you said that guidance counselors was only picking a handful full of who can make it. And if you're what you're talking about, you're only picking a handful. That guy at Morgan, and I was there. Shout out to this guy again. Shout out to him, but he's a handful. He's someone special.
That's what I said.
He's one of the
I
10%.
said that.
But now, what about the 90%?
But that's what I'm saying. That's where it goes. I don't know how you keep missing this because I keep saying it. They can stay in school. They can go in and go to high school. They can go in and keep going. And then maybe in high school, the button clicks. And then the guidance counselors can guide them from there. I said, if you knew what you wanted to do at
But
middle
that's
school,
not what we're talking about.
but
We
it
asking
is.
is middle school
No,
necessary?
we said no, no. I didn't say middle school wasn't necessary. I'm going is high school and college necessary. That's been the whole conversation. Even if you didn't even read what I put in there. I didn't say stop at middle. I said
I mean,
stopping at middle
we can
school.
rewind the tape. It definitely said
Didn't I say you had
stop
to,
at eighth
didn't I say you
grade.
could stop at
Stop
eighth
laughing,
grade?
Grizz.
Huh?
What did
That's
I say?
I mean, when I saw it on I saw it on Facebook. It said if we could stop at the eighth grade. So that's what I
Correct.
saw.
Right.
I didn't
Exactly.
know.
He just
Yeah, I
went
figured it
against
was,
you. And you talking
That
before
about
we get.
that
correct.
is not that's
Correct. You
eighth
just
grade
said
is still
stop at high school and college. Grizz said stop at eighth grade. You said correct.
right because ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th is high school. What are you talking about, bruh?
Is it me?
High school starts at the ninth grade.
High
So he,
school starts at
but-
ninth, 10th,
time out,
11th,
time
and
out, time out, time out,
12th.
time out. Y'all not gonna make me play like I'm stupid. Grizz, repeat what you just said to me, please. Somebody explain this
What I
shit.
saw on Facebook was if we stop at eighth grade, if we stop kids from eighth grade and
Boom.
started to guide them in a different direction or teach them in a different direction.
When do
So
high school start?
Ninth.
I see where you trying to go with it, Rich. But
Like that shit is wild
I
right now,
I,
yo.
I,
Like y'all trying to make me
Okay, what he
I
play
feel
like
should
I'm
no really
stupid
like
and shit.
no,
Like
because we're
stop
talking
it.
about
what it
I
should
heard what I
no,
high
heard.
no,
school.
hold on. What it should have said was after eighth grade. Okay, that's what he
Should it
actually
stop after?
meant.
No,
after
it will
this.
never.
Yeah,
It
so that's
should never
basically
stop at eighth grade. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. My grandfather stopped at eighth grade.
My grandfather started at six. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, my grandfather stopped at eighth grade. I never met him.
Nah, me neither.
Never met him.
right.
Never met him. Construction worker all his life, and that's where he died. Asbestos or something like that. I can't.
Right.
Yeah, asbestos.
But
My
See,
grandfather was unfiltered Chesterfield.
No, I'm sorry, and I'm part of that GED gang too, dog.
but that's the whole idea. I'm saying that that's gonna be that's what I'm saying. If you go to school through eighth grade, and then they put you in a program from eighth grade until you develop your talent, and you go on and pursue your talent. Is that the same as you going through ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade and starting 4 years later? Because I'm gonna put you
Listen,
listen. I'm
it's
gonna put
not.
you in a scenario. Listen to this. I graduated from
It's
high
keeping you
school.
ahead of the curve.
Listen to this and see if this makes
You're
sense.
definitely not ahead of the curve.
Watch
Leaving at
this.
eighth grade.
Watch this. Listen to this.
Are we
And
serious
hold
right
on.
now?
Listen. Just
If
check
you
this
get
out.
4 more years than everybody else, yeah, that is ahead of the curve.
In eighth grade, dog. Do you know how old you are in eighth grade? Are you?
You're not going into the working
Y'all not
world.
hiring nobody
You're,
from eighth grade.
you
Y'all
don't.
not
No,
doing
no, you're not getting it.
That's
See, you're thinking that they're
bullshit.
going into the. I get what the problem is.
We talking about trades,
No,
right?
he thinks that we're saying they're going to
Think
start
about a
working
specialized- think
at
about
eighth
like a
grade.
specialized job corps.
I'm not saying that they're starting to work at eighth grade. I said they're going to start getting individualized, specific education at eighth grade.
Rich.
They still continue learning,
Yeah.
but they take out all the stuff
No,
that's not
seriously.
pertinent to their
No,
degree
seriously,
or to
Rich.
their
I
lifestyle.
disagree.
Rich,
That shit
Rich,
wrong. That shit.
No, Rich.
That shit.
Seriously.
Ain't it?
The,
Ain't
what,
it?
what's the
Is
the
that-
difference
thank
between
you,
a
Amanda.
specialized-
Thank you, Amanda.
a specialized job corps and
They
a
continue
trade?
to study, but follow their interests. That's what I'm saying. So they're not wasting time. If I'm going into the electrical field, I need to know. Come on, Van.
But who knows this shit in eighth grade?
A lot of people.
No.
If you're going into the if you're going into the
No one
electrical
knows this
field,
shit in eighth grade.
you
Yo.
don't need to know anything about, let's say, chemical structures of, different atoms, or what exactly the periodic table is. I still don't know that stuff. Um, but I think that's what he's talking about specifically too. If at the eighth grade you start focusing in your field, in your area, then you would be better off because you're not wasting time on what they call prerequisites or something that's not needed in the
Thank
long
you.
run. Like if you're gonna
You're
be
Right.
if you're gonna be a mathematician, you don't need to take a history class. If you're gonna be um, let's say a private pilot for somebody, okay,
Right.
fine. You don't need to take like a boater's course. I mean, you can eliminate those things that you don't need and start focusing on what you actually want to do.
how many frogs have you dissected since high school?
I didn't dissect any.
Not one.
How many frogs you dissected
Not a
in middle
damn
school?
one.
I, I didn't dissect a frog in high school, in middle school, because it wasn't necessary in middle school, and for some unknown reason, they think it's necessary in high school. But most people who dissect frogs are not going to be opening up nobody's chest cavity.
Yeah, I exempted out for animal cruelty. I actually filed a petition.
I'm so lost right
I
now.
know, and
And then, no
it's
no no no
not
no 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 no
hard.
no. It's not that. It's not that. And maybe I'm not communicating myself right.
I don't know how
It's
to.
not that. Stop,
I
stop,
don't
stop,
know. I
stop,
don't know.
stop,
I don't
stop,
know.
stop,
I'm not.
stop. What I'm saying to y'all is like y'all gotta listen. Eighth grade is not the same as when y'all went to school in eighth grade.
We know that.
Exactly. So I'm telling you, eighth grade is not enough education to be like, all right, I know what the fuck I want to do.
To you.
To a lot of
You know it's not the
folks.
same as when you went either.
No, of course not.
Right.
It's
Right.
Thank
completely
you.
So
different.
why are
Yeah.
you making
Of
it sound
course.
like
You
we're
still
beating
not
up on
getting
your younger
eighth grade is
generation? We're
when you
not.
start getting
I never said
focused.
that. I never said that. What I'm saying is we're talking about is middle school necessary. Yes,
No,
that's
no, no, no. You going to
It's in middle
fifth, sixth,
school.
seventh, and eighth grade. We said stop education at eighth grade and focus on what you want to do from eighth grade. You don't have to go to a high school. You could go into a electrical apprentice program. You could go into a doctorate program. You could go into a engineering program. It's not saying that you stop getting educated. It says they stop the bullshit and get you to your career.
Yeah. It's just not
And
so
if
you're
not
telling
all
and
the extra
you're
listen,
shit
t-
that
listen,
you
no.
don't
but
need.
this is the other part. Wait a
Y'all want
minute.
to make me listen like we're talking individually. Listen.
No, we're not. We're talking
All right.
about people in general because a
No,
lot of
you're not at all. You're talking about yourself who knew what he wanted to be at second grade.
We're not talking about ourselves, man.
look at this
I
We're
comment right
talking
never
here.
about
said that I did.
Look,
completely.
I
look.
never
Wait a minute. Hold on. Everybody, look at
I
the
didn't.
screen. Look at the screen. I have a daughter graduating eighth grade Friday. She knows what she wants to be. And that means she's going
Let
into
her
high
graduate high school.
school.
Let her graduate high school and see where she wants to be versus where she wants to be eighth grade. I'm sorry, I graduated eighth grade, right? Did y'all not have to do the little shit like, are you still at the same point? Or you still got the same goals from eighth grade? Y'all didn't do that?
I can't, you know that even if I did, it still would have been the same thing. I was focused. I don't think everybody is as focused as I was. And I understand that, Rich. I
I
am,
respect your opinions. I just disagree.
but I don't see what you're disagreeing about because we have not said that we
Oh,
don't agree with you. Where is the disagreement coming from? We said that every point that you made has been valid.
The
There
dis,
are people that need to go through high school. We said that.
I feel like majority people need to go through
Okay, well
high
that's
school.
fine. I'm not
That's
saying
it.
that it's not, but what I'm saying is that you can derail somebody from their dreams by making them sit through 4 years of innocuous shit. And they'll be like, "Fuck this. I'm just going to go ahead and get a job cuz they're not letting me do what I want to
right.
All
do."
right, so let me ask this then. 4 years of high school
Yep,
is
that happens a lot more
innocuous.
often than you think.
It's, it's just bullshit. It's bullshit.
4 years of high school is bullshit.
A lot
Let
of
me
it
ask.
was
Let me
bullshit for
ask.
me
Let me ask. Let
because
me ask
guess
Scott.
what?
Let me ask
Go
Scott.
ahead. Go ahead.
Let me ask Scott. Scott, why do you feel 4 years of high school is bullshit?
I didn't say. I was translating innocuous for you.
Oh, all
It was
right.
bullshit. I honestly do not believe that high school is bullshit for the people
People
who
who need to
actually
have
need
it.
high school.
Yes. Never said that
But
people
for
shouldn't.
but
I didn't
for the
say
folks for the folks, and there are a lot of folks on both sides of the fence, but the
Right.
folks who actually know what they want to do, but they've got to sit through boring ass bullshit classes. That does knock them off their track a little bit because if they've got to spend most of their day not doing what they know they want to do in order to pass classes of shit that's not really going to
Okay,
matter to them.
let's go to the comments right quick. Let's go to the comments right quick. So this is from Amanda. She still has have to do the required math and science, but instead history will not be necessary. But she'll graduate with an associate's degree when she graduates from high school because they concentrated on her medical field. And then this is from our big brother Vox. Hey, what's up, Vox? Most people don't know what they truly want as a career at 18 years old when they are supposed to choose a college. Expecting a 13-year-old to truly know is a huge ask. He's agreeing with you.
I know. I read
And
it
and
already.
that's my big bro. And
read
I
it
understand that.
already.
But well,
Saying nothing.
but to me, I'm not telling people to just like abandon high school. What I'm saying is that if you really feel if somebody says they want to be a doctor and they get in a doctorate program at ninth and eighth grade. And
I'ma do it. I'ma do it after you done, but-
listen. See if you agree with this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That means they're what, 13? So then by the time they're 15, they like, this is too much. I cannot do, this is not what I want to do. They can still go back to high school and finish those last couple of years in high school and go from there.
Shout out Craig Scott.
I'm not saying eliminate high school. I'm saying make it purposeful for people who want to be there. And if people can already have a career directive, let them go and do that. And if they decide that they don't want to do that anymore, it's not a bad idea. We've all had course corrections.
Okay,
Tariq-
so let's
Tariq
try
had
and
course
flip the
correct.
coin around the other way real quick. So, Rich,
Let's go.
if most jobs train you for the work, if most jobs train you for the job that you're going to be doing, then why would ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade be necessary? If you still have to be trained to do your job, what are those last 4 years accomplish? Let's spin that around and see what we get.
Okay, it's not in the spin around, but it's honest. It's an honest thought, and it's just me. Y'all know me, but
Yeah.
I would say, what about critical thinking? No matter they train you how to do your job, are you critically able to think how to do your job from the eighth grade?
That's an excellent point for college.
It's the excellent point for high school because that's when I learned
Right.
critical thinking.
My high,
That's yeah.
my
My
high
high
school-
school taught me,
my high
and I
school
went to
was-
Frederick
But here's
Douglass.
the thing.
Okay,
Your
I went to
critical
Frederick
thinking
Douglass.
thing doesn't
that
really.
was a high school that
Hold
looted.
on.
Wasn't
Your
it?
critical
Yeah, they
thinking
looted.
right here.
Hey,
Critical
yo, shots
Hey, yo,
fired.
Joe,
I had
Joe.
to. I had
I
to.
did
bro.
it.
I had to.
My
Wait.
bad.
Hold on. Your
I was
critical
about to
thinking thing
My bad.
doesn't even apply here because you're taught how to do your job. They took the thinking process out.
We got Raw, J.E.D.or M.B.A. We got Clique. This goes to all y'all hating ass niggas who ain't fucking with us. Check it, yo.
That's right. We took a grown man click break. We was all talking over each other because we are so passionate, and this is what this conversation was about.
Scott
It
took
gets
a
you
grown
riled
man
up.
shit.
John had he had to go take he had to go. I don't know if it was a shit, but anyway. But what I'm this is amazing conversation that needs to be had because I mean I can see your point of view. I definitely can, and I've not disagreed with a lot of your points. But what I'm saying is that sometimes sitting somebody in a chair and making them listen to a bunch of shit that is never gonna pan out in their life. I took trigonometry, and I have no idea what I did to pass that
Never had to
class.
use.
But
I
guess
use it all
what?
the time.
I don't use it one fucking bit. Don't.
What
at all.
about the social aspect of it? Though?
But that's okay
Y'all
because
learned that. Y'all learned that in middle school already.
But listen,
When y'all graduated 8th grade, y'all was the social king.
but guess what?
This is
See,
what-
you're thinking that you're putting
One of my
kids
good
in.
friends, I've
Hold,
known
I
him
think I
since
get what
the
he's saying
fourth
now.
grade.
Hold on,
So
I
my
think I get
social
what he says
issues.
now. Listen to
All right,
this.
all right.
Listen to this and see if I figured this out. He thinks that I'm saying take children from the 8th grade and put them in adult situations to work with adults and train them to be adults before they're ready to be adults. And that's not what I'm saying. What
No,
I'm saying is
that's not what we're
what I'm
saying.
saying is you're taking 8th graders and putting people who come from 8th grade with a bunch of common thinking 8th graders who want to pursue a certain career and be guided in that career through the 8th grade until they're ready to pursue that career. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay. I get it now.
That's why
Let's
he's.
take
That's
let's
what
take the 1 and 2 that might be like, hey Scott, what the fuck?
he just sprayed air freshener.
Let's take the 1 or 2 that's mature.
No, they don't have to be mature. That's what I'm saying. They just have an idea that this is what they want to do.
So
And you put them in a career
So the
guided
dude in the eighth
program.
grade, the dude in the 8th grade,
Listen,
who
listening.
don't give a fuck about anything, he's like, I don't care. I'm gonna be a plumber anyway. We just should send him at the trade school, and I expect him to plumb some shit. Is this what we saying?
That's not what I'm saying.
Well, at
See,
least
the
he'd
whole-
be productive, but that's better than him not doing anything
If,
at
but the
all.
question is, if you're gonna take a gamble on this shit,
guess what? They take a gamble that kids are going to stay in
We
school
take
at
a
all
gamble that we send them to
nowadays.
school. We
All
take
right,
a
Right.
gamble
Wait a
every
minute.
day
Okay,
to
so
send them to
let's-
school.
let-
Every single
you know
day.
what?
Can
You know what?
Yeah.
100%. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like, y'all got it.
Okay, so let me ask this
Bullshit,
question.
but
Let
y'all
me
got
ask
it.
this question.
Well,
And,
what's the
and
dropout
hold on. Let's go here
Hey, I
because
got my
this.
GED, chill.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's go here. So, how many people have dropped out in the 8th grade and took the GED and passed it?
I don't know. I ain't got that.
So if they take a GED test in the 9th grade when they are officially 9th graders and they pass it, that means that they are now the equivalent of a high school graduate at 8th grade. We're supposed to tell them not to go to college?
No, what I'm saying is, how many people you know that's in the 8th grade that can pass the GED test?
A
and
lot.
SAT.
A
and
lot.
SAT.
A
No,
lot.
That's ego.
A lot.
We're talking ego now.
I'm not saying
We're
I
talking
could have
ego
passed
now.
it.
You
That-
saw how he put his chest out. A lot. A lot. No,
I-
we're talking
no.
ego.
No,
we're talking ego.
I
Really,
know I
put,
have
put
faith
that
in
shit in
there are a
front.
lot-
If we go to a middle school right now and tell 8th graders
Yeah.
to take this test.
Hey Shauna, how you doing tonight? Go ahead.
If we go to a middle school and told 8th graders to take this test, how many in that class is going to pass that test?
Outside of Baltimore, a lot.
No, in Baltimore City.
None of them.
I didn't go to-
Outside, I'm gonna say outside of Baltimore City, right?
I didn't go to
I'm gonna say
a
out
lot.
of Baltimore City.
A lot.
You think a lot of people is gonna take that test?
Yes, because they don't want to sit through high school. That's why people are dropping out at an enormous rate because they feel high school
Y'all
is.
might be a little lost.
They'll be like, "Yo, I could go take my GED test right now and get a job."
They actually have they actually have what they call education centers now, where you can just go take whatever test you want, SATs, ACTs, whatever. Those Shaw Academy classes, the C2 Education Building. You can go in there and take all that stuff whenever you get ready. They have an
80% of
11-year-old.
people will pass the GED test if they given the right.
Time
That's
out,
correct.
Time out.
Yep.
Time out.
He has little
Exactly.
faith.
No, I ain't gonna say that. 80% of adults can't pass a goddamn GED test. So
That's
I'm
not true.
I'm not 100%.
No.
Jerry Scott, Van, Teddy, I guarantee if I bring a GED test around here, y'all niggas not even passing this shit.
I bet
and
you
y'all
I will.
smart as fuck.
I bet you I will.
See, here we go.
Hey,
Here we
Rich,
go with the ego.
Wait a minute,
Here
I'm
we
gonna tell
go
you
with
why
the
I-
ego.
Hold on.
I'm
No,
gonna
it's
tell
not.
you why I
With the
will.
ego.
Hold on.
I'm
Hold
talking
on.
factual.
Uh,
Y'all
Grizzly?
going
tell you why I
on
will.
ego.
Grizzly,
I'm
go
gonna tell you
ahead.
why I will. Because I passed it already.
And who
I
helped you
still, I ain't
pass it?
forgot.
Who helped you
JB.
pass it?
JB.
I had to study it.
I passed it, so I will pass it again. It wouldn't be hard for me at all. That's my ego. That's just factual. And it was
Thank
a
you.
bitch
I
to
don't have
pass
to
that.
be
Okay,
ego. I
okay.
don't. I'm not.
Congratulations. Hold on, hold on. Let me give y'all hand claps. I'm so proud. I am proud. I am proud.
He
Guess
gets
what? Guess what?
so
Guess what?
defensive.
Guess
I
who
love it.
else? Guess who else passed it on the first time without a JB? Me. So what I'm saying to y'all,
So what makes it so hard?
what makes the SAT hard?
Nothing. I passed. I got a 1278 on the SATs.
Congratulations. And we're asking eighth graders to do that.
If you did, I know they can.
I was in 11th grade
You
when I
walk,
did it.
you
I was
walk,
in 11th grade when I did it.
you
I just
walk,
wanted to say that.
you walk straight into
Yeah, I
that.
did. I did. But I was in 11th grade when I said it.
Wait,
I was,
wait a minute,
I
wait a
was
minute.
older.
Hold on. I gotta ask this. Who thinks that I don't understand that school has changed and schools are different? Because I definitely do. Because I'm dealing with high school students and high schoolers all the time. I'm listening to the way they talk, the way they act. I understand it. Is it me that do you think that
No,
I'm so far removed?
I think that comment was me. For me.
Because
For me.
I don't.
Me.
I believe that there are a lot of
Jerry,
more.
this shit is not about you. Calm down.
No,
It's
no.
about me. It says not you.
But
It's like it's about me. But yes, no, I'll tell you exactly why I feel the way I feel. All right, because Jerry also worked at a company that
shall
not be
remain nameless.
should not be named.
We gotta put that on the button. We gotta put that on the button.
And actually, because I'm an asshole, I talk to people. I do, I do,
You're
and
talking to the wrong
I
people.
don't also stand in my own shit. So even though when I was in these schools, I was talking to these teachers.
Right.
These teachers are saying the exact same thing that I'm speaking on. They're not ready.
Because they're not preparing them.
They're not preparing them because they're not even mature enough to be ready. We're talking about
That's
regular.
bullshit.
It's not bullshit, dog. It's not bullshit.
It's not
You
bullshit.
are allowing
I would
kids.
say this. I would say this. 100%.
You are allowing.
In eighth grade, Jerry, you would not pass a SAT. You would not pass a GED. Scott, in eighth grade, you would not pass a GED. You would not pass a SAT. Straight out of eighth grade. Grizzly, I don't know what grade you was in when Jerry helped you. I'm gonna be clear. I'm not gonna act like
Well,
I know.
damn-
I'm not gonna act like I know what I'm talking about.
He wasn't even on my team.
Listen.
He was on Miss Diane's team.
In eighth grade, Jerry could not help you pass a SAT or a GED. You know why? Because he didn't know. You know why? Because he knew he wanted to be this artist.
You know what?
The artists don't affect
No.
a GED or SAT.
You know what? I'm going to concede to you because I know I barely passed the SAT. I got a 980. And I didn't study a lick, and I was drunk as hell, and I sat in there for 5 hours.
That means-
and this was after 4 years of high school, and I barely consider.
And I'm
myself
glad.
having
Thank
passed.
you, Amanda, because they don't understand what's going on these days. They're in not in the Baltimore City area, but in the county schools. They are testing people in the fifth, sixth, and seventh grade to prepare them for the SATs. You're talking about this sorry amount of
I was just
education they
in one
are
of those
getting
places
in the
today.
Baltimore City public school system.
That's not what I'm talking about.
If you go
what
to
I'm
Baltimore-
really talking about is saying it. Yes, you asking for folks.
So they're more mature in the county than in the city, bruh.
Nigga, I'm
No.
from the city. I would never say that. What are you talking about? I just
I
said I
don't-
went to
I don't-
Douglas.
I understand
Ashburn.
that,
Like, yeah,
but-
I'm never going to say that.
There's a whole lot of shit that had happened in a generation.
I understand that. I believe me.
I think
understand, and
y'all
I'm not-
are
I'm-
use- I think honestly, y'all use of the special talent, and it's okay. But when we're talking about regular folks that's sitting in those chairs, they're not who we're talking
You're
about.
not regular folk, and I don't care what you say, because I know
Nigga,
what
I
you
would-
do,
I'm not
and I know who
regular
you
folk.
are.
Clearly.
Well, okay, well,
and
I
you
want to
are
say this.
and you are underpaid for what you're worth.
100%.
I want to say
So
this.
don't
I want
play.
to say this.
Right. So don't play with me.
I really want to say this,
Hold
though.
on. Let's listen to Grizzly. Listen to Grizz.
So, in other countries,
Oh my
they they do not say that their kids don't have the aptitude to be able to pass these tests. They train them to pass that
Thank
test.
you.
It's not about their level of maturity. It's about their
What they
ability
want them
to
to
Guidance.
absorb
agree that with them,
yeah, the
they,
It's
it's
about the
a
education.
guidance.
Yeah,
right.
it's about the guidance. They guide them to be able to take and pass that test. The problem is we don't we don't put that same emphasis into our children because we want them to figure shit out. We're asking children to figure shit out before we're
It's
asking them to learn some shit. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
what
So
Bingo.
the
There it
there's
problem
one
is.
with that
important
is
there's one important component that we have not mentioned yet, is that's discipline.
Hold on,
exactly they
before we
teach
get
that
to
they
discipline,
discipline their
before we
children.
get to discipline,
They
before
teach
we
their
get
kids
discipline,
discipline.
I want to make it clear. I love all my
Uh-huh.
brothers, right? I love all my brothers. I don't need that, but I love all my brothers on this panel. But I gotta say this:
Absolutely.
What are you saying?
we got to look at reality before we look at who we are. And it made sense because when you said it, Jay. You said we different. We are different. Van, you're different. Grizzly, you're different. Scott, you're different. Jerry, we know for fuck shit. We know you're different. We can expect it, but we gotta understand that everyone's not like us. I can sit back and watch a movie and break that shit down to a person, and a person be like, okay, well, what I saw was just a good movie. I was like, okay, cool, but what about this scene? What did you get from this scene? You can break, you can break, you can break a photo down and tell someone why that's not a good photo.
Right.
I can have the best cookie in the world and give it to Grizz, and Grizz be like, oh, this shit ain't got enough sugar in it, ain't got
What?
enough.
Why is he
I don't
talking?
know. I don't bake, but
You still stuck on that cookie, huh?
hey, listen.
I want some milk and cookies. Give me some milk and cookies.
Shout out to the secret baker.
But I'm saying though, like, but what about the ones who don't know?
You're right.
What about the ones who don't know?
Guidance.
They need the guidance and they
Yeah.
need the time
Yeah.
to learn that shit.
Right. And
That's
that's
it.
fine. And
They
that's
need
fine.
they need the time to learn this shit. At eighth grade, you're not able to learn the shit. And you are one of us.
Hold on. Can you read that?
Yeah.
You got it on your phone.
This is Sean.
I don't have on my glasses, people, and some of this shit is like
It's
too
not
small.
necessarily just a Maryland thing. Here in Tennessee, the county I live in, the third grades in my county made the lowest scores in the state on their aptitude test. In turn, some teachers at discussing holding some of the children back, which then made some parents upset because in their eyes, their children were being judged based on results from one test. So some have pulled their children out of school and opted to homeschool them. That's a very good point. And this is a
This
debate
is the
that
post
goes
shit.
on everywhere in this country because she's right. It's not just a Maryland thing. It's not just a Tennessee thing. It's
Hold
a
on.
systemic thing.
But give me this. Give me this for 1 second. Everybody, listen to this. So, Shauna, they go to homeschool. The parents teach them, and they're reading on an eighth grade level. What does that say?
They got the right guidance.
That means that the schools failed, where the teachers failed.
You can't ask her a
Listen,
question.
no, I'm
She
saying
can't
no.
respond
But this is what I'm saying.
I
That
love you,
means
though.
that they did the right thing because guess what? Nobody is going to be more invested in your kids being successful and being ready for the world than you are. We have so many parents. I have a model who is homeschooled, and I'm telling you, she's more prepared for the world than anybody that sat in a classroom in Baltimore City Public Schools, and she is educated by her mom in Baltimore City. That's what I'm talking about because when you're invested, this is the key. When you're invested in making someone ready for the next level of their life, and you make sure that they don't take any cuts, any shortcuts, any falsehoods. You're teaching them the real. You're not allowing them to deviate from the program of learning. They learn better. And when your parents take that initiative to teach you, and you show that they do a better job than the people who are paid to do it, you can't say shit about anything except for y'all failed, they did better, and these kids are better off.
You gotta have like statistics other than people you know. Outside of that, you have to have statistics to back that statement up because a lot of that shit ain't right.
Homeschool kids get accepted to more upper level high schools and more upper level colleges than kids who actually went
So
to
fuck
school.
it,
And
fuck it.
that is
I'm gonna throw it off.
definitely
I'm
look
gonna throw it
it.
off.
Look it up.
Are we not
It's
gonna lie?
definite.
Like homeschool kids ain't socially fucking with.
No,
No,
It's
no,
like,
they're
are we
not.
really talking
No,
about
they're
this shit
not.
right now?
No, they're not. Some of them are not.
no, some of them are.
Most of them are.
Some of them are.
Most.
No, you're being general. You're being very general, and that's.
Am I being general? Or
Yes,
you
you're
only
being
talking
general.
about the homeschool kids you know?
I can't talk about all the just homeschool kids. I know that
So
they're.
it could be a fact that most of them are, and that
No, that's
some
your
that you know.
How can you
that's
say most?
your choice
You
to
know
say
most of the
that.
homeschool
I
kids?
don't know most of them. I can only
Do
talk.
you?
That's what I'm saying. I can
know a
only
lot
talk
of them.
about some of them.
I know a lot of them too.
Because I was a hoe back
You know what? A lot of
No,
the time,
I
this is
understand.
where you
Look,
fail,
you if
man.
you don't understand. Wait 1 second, Van. 1 second,
then.
Van.
I'm not going with that.
But let me just point this out. Let me just point this out. If you don't know anything about the grown man clique, none of us are gonna win. I'm not gonna win. He's not gonna win. He's not gonna win.
I don't
Van's
care
not
about
gonna
winning.
win. We don't care about winning.
No,
We
Rich,
are
no,
going to
Rich,
be.
no, Rich, no, Rich absolutely cares about winning.
Well, that's because I was groomed to play football. Grizz,
yeah.
get my back here. This is the time.
Okay, let's
You
go.
understand?
Okay,
I'm
let's
not
go to
going-
comments. Let's go to comments.
I'm a
We don't
competitor.
back
Can we go to
down.
comments?
Like,
Go
what?
ahead, bro.
Sadly, also not a lot of these teachers get paid shit, and often
Right.
come out of their own pockets to pay for basic things in classroom. I for one can
Absolutely.
vouch for that. My sister,
Absolutely.
my brother-in-law, I got 3 aunts, all in education. None of them got
Yeah.
paid anything.
My sister as well.
Okay.
My sister too. So I get it.
Okay, read that one too. Read that
hold
one
up.
too.
Hold up.
Hold on. Let's read the comments
I wanna-
first.
I wanna say who
read the
said it.
comment. Read the comments.
Homeschooling, I agree, is better some of the time, but then it also depends on the education level of the parent doing the
Talk
teaching.
about it.
Give her a clap.
Come on.
Go ahead, Shonda.
Listen.
And I
you right
understand
about
that.
that.
Go ahead.
Listen, I really don't want to smoke, but I don't
No
think
good,
I'm
brother.
listening. But
Who?
but I know somebody
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
who's homeschooling somebody.
Who don't deserve
Who
to be doing
don't
it?
need to be homeschooling them.
Come on now, like when I
understand
think about
that.
this, I'm like, yo, like
Right.
she's
But the
not
thing-
How are you teaching somebody when I know you and yeah, you ain't right?
right.
I get it.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
unfortunately,
if you
they call me and ask me like, did you do this in school? I'm like, ah, shit. Here we go.
Give it to Grizzly. Give it to Grizzly.
All right, Grits.
I'm just gonna say this, man. Like, look,
I was
if you trying to homeschool your kid and you use shit like looked it and used to could, you should probably send them to school.
If you break out an abacus in blue blocks,
You should send them to school. And matter of
I'm
fact, go with
Hey,
them.
Hey,
Go
I'm
with them.
finna. Hey, I'm
if you're-
finna,
if-
okay?
Exactly. But
if
no,
your
actually,
electronics stop at ColecoVision,
you go with them. You go with
Shout
them.
out,
But
shout
no,
out to the
honestly,
electronic
bro, I
quarterback.
just right. I think
Right.
I think that we have such a, and look, y'all already know. I'm like Richard on this one. I say what I say. I think we got a punk ass way of teaching kids nowadays
thank
because
you.
we're damn near feral.
Yeah.
Because we're going so much along how you feel as opposed to what
I
would be
hate that word.
beneficial.
I hate
And the
that
thing
word
about it
with a
is I've
passion.
gone tooth and nail with people that I personally believe that most children even if you don't go into the realm of finances, you should learn finances because something that you do is going to require finance.
Oh yeah.
And I've had people say things to me like, "Well, what if they don't feel like that? And what if I don't give a fuck about what you feel? Because if your accountant can count, and your manager can count, and your lawyer can count, and you can't, you're gonna be broke as shit."
And the proof of
So
and the
that
proof of, and the proof
Mike
of
Tyson.
the proof of the matter is
that
there's
break.
too many of us as adults, generations deep, that don't know shit about money.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm never gonna argue that. I'm never gonna argue that. But however,
Very,
Right.
very true.
what I
can't see
will
it.
what I will argue is the fact that do you think an eighth grader coming out of fucking middle school gonna know about fucking finance?
Yes,
I
yes.
I
If
I
you're
can tell you
taught,
why.
The fuck
I
out
can
of
tell
here.
you why. Hey, Rick,
Hey yo, and I
I'm
say
gonna tell you why.
that with love.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I taught it to my son in the seventh
That's
because I
individual.
showed it to him. I guided him. Every
so
one
that's
of us can guide
homeschooling,
our
so it
children.
works.
Every one of us can guide our children. The problem is we too busy worried about the feelings and shit as opposed to what's necessary. And that's the problem. And I understand that, yeah, you may change your mind 1,000 ways, but what you've learned, you can't unlearn. It's in there now.
That's false. 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 What you learn, you can unlearn. And I would be 100% with this. I had to learn a lot of shit that the old folks told me.
It's the
Okay.
medulla
Yeah,
oblongata.
I had to learn a lot of shit.
Uh
A
Crocodiles
huh.
lot
are
of shit.
grumpy
And
because of the
I'm
medulla
I'm gonna switch
oblongata.
it. I'm gonna switch it just a little bit. And guess what? Our daughters will too. Our daughters will
Tell
too.
me something. When's the last time you rode a bike?
Don't ask me nothing that's gonna incriminate me.
I mean, when's the last time you rode a bike?
He wasn't ready for that.
Don't
You
ask
know
me
he
nothing.
wasn't ready for
Don't ask
that.
me nothing that's gonna
Yeah.
incriminate
Because
me.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you've ridden a bike before, it takes two opportunities for you to start learning it again. You know how to do it.
Right.
You just ain't done it.
He,
It's
no,
still
he
All
got
right.
there.
perfect knees. He
So
ain't never rode a bike before.
I just never fell off the motherfucker.
You can tell he ain't
And
never rode
There's
a
a
bike
difference. There's a difference.
his knees will never be perfect because they're attached to him.
Oh
First of
shit.
all, defensive tackle. Defensive tackle. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. If you know
Oh man.
sports, if you know sports,
Them knees is bent all the time, boy. If you're a defensive tackle,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
you're
the
a
tight
defensive
end was
tackle.
behind him.
listen. The fact that I was a defensive tackle was the reason why I got this shit down that I can't pronounce.
Why was the tight end behind you?
What?
He was behind the offensive tackle.
He just caught that.
No, I was straight to the
yeah,
QB.
I just
But
can't.
that ain't got shit to do with nothing. Listen, but that's what I'm saying though, dog. Like we gotta understand that shit. It's like at some point we gotta look, cause I saw a comment that popped up on a joint that you posted,
Yeah.
and it was about like school changing
All right.
from what we know, right? But school changed from what y'all know too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like we got
A
no,
hell
we
of a
gotta
lot.
understand. We gotta understand. On this panel right now,
Hmm.
I'm not bragging.
No.
But I'm saying the latest nigga from out of the school. That's me. Like,
Dude, you got a GED, so that means you didn't graduate.
yeah, but I also got an associate.
That's cool, and
Yeah,
I'm proud of you. But what I'm saying is
and I
that
said this
you
on
didn't
3
finish high school
podcasts.
because high school didn't suit your needs.
Yeah, but I was a dick. It was a difference.
That-
It's a difference.
So-
There's a difference with me.
There's a
I'm
lot
not
of-
saying the shit.
there's a lot
But
of
but
dicks
what I
out
would
there.
say, what I learned in high school, what I learned in high school versus middle school, I can take in real life. In middle school, I can't take shit that I learned there. From elementary to middle school, other than building fucking blocks, I can't.
You were
I'm sorry.
you were still playing with blocks in 8th grade. What school did you
Oh
go to?
shit.
Because I never want to send any children there.
All right. So let me ask you this question. Where did you send your children in middle school?
Middle school, they went to Medfield. They went to Medfield Heights Elementary, and then they
And
Oh my
no.
god.
What is Medfield Heights?
What is it?
Yeah, I
It's
know.
an amazing school.
Absolutely, thank you. But what is it though? Is it private? Is it
No, it's
public?
not private. It was public.
It's public. Where
But
is Medfield Heights?
in Roland Park.
In Roland Park in Towson.
No, Roland
No,
Park is up
Roland
the
Park is
street.
right up the street from here.
Roland Park is definitely Towson.
It is
No,
not.
it's not. It's right up
Roland
Roland
Park.
Avenue.
Roland Park, Roland Avenue starts right here at Keswick.
Roland Park is 2.5 miles.
All right, I'm not
from
gonna
here.
argue that. Whatever. It's not the city.
No, yes,
know-
it's
you know- you know
definitely
what I
the
was-
city.
You know what else was in Roland Park?
What?
Burma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gilmore.
Yeah.
Gilman. Yes.
Gilman.
Yes.
Guess who got accepted?
Boys
in Gilman?
Latin.
Guess who got accepted in Gilman?
Who didn't go?
Who?
Guess who got accepted in Gilman?
You did.
Of course. You know why? Because I'm smart.
Okay.
But
You didn't apply yourself.
fuck you. I applied.
And that's all south of Northern Parkway, so that is absolutely
That's
in the
Towson.
Baltimore City.
Time out.
That
No.
is Baltimore
Time out.
City.
Gilman is in Baltimore City.
Yeah. They consider it.
No, they are
No,
in Baltimore
it's-
City.
it's
They are
really-
solid
One-
in Baltimore
100%
City.
Baltimore City, yo.
All right, that's not what we talking about.
You mentioned it.
I did.
What are you
That's my
talking
fault.
about?
All right, can you read that comment, please?
That's my fault.
Calm down.
I stand by it.
Well, that's like when I was in high school and we did outplacement tests in high school. You can bring out calculators.
What? Yes. No facts.
How the hell does that properly place you? Or the fact that you put a clock in front of someone, they can't tell the time if it's not digital. Or what's even worse, when you go somewhere and you go to pay for something and you give the cashier a little more so you can get $1 back instead. And I can't read the rest of it because it's blocked off, but it probably is like the cashier can't give you the correct change because you gave them too much money because the screen tells them exactly what the change is supposed to be instead of being able to do in your head how much money they actually gave you.
Hey, yo.
That
Hey,
goes
yo.
back to preparation.
That's why I told
Can
my
I
son
say before
finance.
we
He needs
post?
to know.
Can I say this before we post this last comment?
Somebody said they just
Can I
have
say-
to allow so many
can I-
sports players. Sorry, Rich, just playing.
You just gonna just.
You ain't getting no. You are not getting over. You're not gonna try
I was
to
gonna say her
sugar.
name. I was gonna say her name right.
No, you're
now.
not gonna say Shauna Rose.
Wow.
Cause she's gonna drop. She's gonna have a chartered flight to Baltimore to whip your ass. She's gonna give you powder in person.
Cursive.
Kids need to know what that is.
They
Right,
damn sure
like
do. 'Cause
goddamn animals.
Shout out
I
Eric.
taught my son how to write in cursive. I taught him how to do it.
That's personal.
So-
We're not talking about us. I just said it and told y'all all are different. We're not talking
So
about y'all.
we're different.
How about
If
how
we're
about-
different-
Do they even know what a pencil is?
Right. And
Yes,
here's the
they
thing: if we're different, every parent has the opportunity to teach their children this. Every
Teach one,
parent
reach
has the
one.
But
opportunity
every
to
parent
teach their
ain't you,
children
Grizz.
something within their skills. They're not me. They don't have to be me. They can
Right.
be them and teach their kids.
All right, so let me
That's
ask you a
just
question,
lazy.
Chris. Let me ask you a question. Let
But
me
the
ask you a
common
question.
core work.
When you was in class, right? Was
Right.
it not just one person, right? You be like, yo, he's a solid guy, but that nigga dumb as fuck. It's like, come on now, like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
all right. So you want him, you want that guy to homeschool somebody?
They only use a pencil
Here's
to
the thing.
bubble in their state
Who did he
academic
go
tests.
home to?
Yeah.
The thing about it is, who did he go back home to? Because what's the education level of the people in the house? You get what
Cinder
I'm saying?
block.
So he could be just as smart as me, but no one was able to cultivate that intelligence in him because the people that he came home from wasn't helping that along.
And I'm with you. Now,
Right.
what I would say
Yeah.
is, what's the statistics to that?
Oh, there's a
what-
huge
what-
statistic there.
What is the statistics to that? Because literally, because we all from Baltimore.
Nah.
Like, what's the statistic? I know. This guy over here.
Oh wow, really?
Shout out to Boston. Shout out to Boston.
So we gonna hate on the out of towner now. All right.
No, you know, shout out to Boston right
I've
now.
literally
Shout out
lived in the
Boston.
city
You know what?
longer
You know
than
what?
you've been here, but I mean,
You know what? Hey, yo, I ain't got nothing but love. Yo. I ain't got nothing but love. All I'm saying is, what is the statistics to this shit? Because it's not right. And we cannot look at statistics of who numbers we got in our phones.
Right, right. Okay, okay.
It expands way beyond us.
Yeah, it expands beyond us. But every last one of us and everyone outside of us has an opportunity and they have a responsibility to make sure their children are put in the right place at the right time.
Right.
See, that's just some lazy shit that a lot of
No,
us do
true,
because we
true,
want
true.
everybody else to teach our kids and not teach our kids ourselves.
Let's hit this next
But it's
comment.
sometimes you can't teach your kid though,
Right.
right? Right. Sometimes
Right.
sometimes you need
Sometimes you don't
somebody to
listen.
teach.
Everybody saw that meme where the
Somebody
kid
need to teach your kid.
where they
Let's
said
stop it.
did you
Like,
see the meme where they would the parents were trying to teach their kid at home and he was like 2 times 2 is what 4 times 2 is what 8
and
eight
you know
times
what?
8 equals
I don't know why this shit just got to me.
and she
But I
could he
thought
couldn't
about
get it
this.
right so
I
they
thought
were
about
talking
this.
him dumb.
I'm gonna go back to Jay. Jay knew what he wanted to do
Yeah.
at like 2.
He's stupid. You're a dick.
Like,
You are so a dick.
but literally, at 2 years old, who the fuck knew what the fuck they wanted to do, right? Think about this shit. So now we asking from kindergarten to 8th grade
Right,
to
right.
figure this shit the fuck out.
No.
In
That's
this
the
moment.
problem.
No, in the moment.
That's the
to figure
problem.
this shit out.
No, that's not what we're
We're
saying.
not asking anyone to figure it
Can I
out.
finish?
But
Can I
if
finish?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
It's always difficult with you.
Hey, man. That's why y'all put me on here. So, listen, it's like at some point you gotta figure something out. When you're a kid, who gives a fuck? You wanna have fun. You
Fuck
wanna
that.
you wanna run outside. Now I came from the last generation that played outside.
We came from the last generation that got locked in the house with no adults.
I'm
So trust
happy
me,
for
we
y'all.
did it.
I'm happy for y'all. But at some point, we gotta look at this shit like, are we expecting these type of people? Now, the
Yes.
kids in the generation beyond us, they got tablets. Cool.
Okay.
Fine.
you know what?
Hold on.
Let's
Go
get
ahead.
let's get this first
Right,
comment
right.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm putting on my protective suit first before I ask this. I know I came in late to the party, and I mean no harm by this question. I'm actually asking to honestly learn, but do they still teach ebonics in school?
Fuck no.
No. You
You
learn
can't even
Ebonics.
teach critical race
You
theory
learn
in
Ebonics
Florida
in the
right now,
street
so you
first.
know they're not teaching Ebonics because that Satan. I mean, what's his name? Santis.
Satan.
I'm sorry,
Satan.
Satan.
The Satan. The Satan.
Satan,
The
the
Satan.
Satan down in Florida.
Yeah.
He don't even want you to tell the people what they did wrong in their previous history to try to right it. But that motherfucker wants us to come down there and spend money. That's why I refuse to go on any
Well,
trips to Florida right now. And I'm so supportive of NAACP for putting it on the don't fly zone. Don't go there. Dangerous for black Americans to go to Florida. You can
oh,
fuck off Florida right now because I am not going to put any
Yeah, but
money
you
into
see,
your
there's a lot of
economy.
space in Florida.
and not to
Fuck you,
mention, right
Florida.
now, all of the immigrants have left. So a lot of the shit
Immigrants are
that used to
leaving.
be getting, they gone. They leaving
Yeah.
because that immigration bill that they put down in Florida. Oh, now they feeling that shit.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you go
So yeah,
in.
the Satan. Yeah.
And they building a whole new Disney over in Los Angeles somewhere. They going to take Disney out of Florida, which is mean billions of dollars are going to leave there.
Fuck Florida. But
So
back to what we talking about.
the
So
Satan.
what's the
Go ahead.
next one up, brother?
All right. There's some 3-year-olds who can operate a tablet better than I can because some parents put electronic devices in front of them to pacify, parent them.
Right. God damn it. Thank you. Somebody give him a hand clap, damn it.
Yeah, but can I build
You
an
ain't going with the
algorithm?
hand clap?
Oh my bad.
That's your girl, Sean.
No, it wasn't.
Wow. Wow.
It wasn't though.
Yeah, no, it actually was. I know what they read.
This is opinions based on Generation X thinking versus Generation Z thinking versus millennial thinking. Yeah, I understand all that, but guess what?
Exactly.
The problem is that why do why right? But why being
That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you.
being
that
responsible educators, being responsible parents, being responsible human beings, it doesn't matter what generation you are. Those are the things that make our kids stronger. If you're
Right.
missing any of those, then you're not understanding that we are missing key ingredients to grooming these kids to a better level. We are going to get the first stagnant group of kids that don't progress at a higher level than their parents if we keep saying be what you want to be, do what you want to do. We're not going to stand in front of you and try to grade give you support. We're going to just see what you become. No, we still have to support them and give them guidance and help them to become better, help them to be the we don't need a generation that's doing worse than we are. We need generations doing better than we are. They are
Yes.
doing
Yeah.
they are doing surveys right now that says this generation is going to do worse than their parents did. How is that possible when
Every
they have more
technological advantage that we've never had.
technological advantages, they got
Where
more.
did you get that from? I'm just curious.
It's been said on a bunch of different everything. Every platform is saying,
Because nothing I read said that this generation is
You
ever
can
going to do very
"Oh yeah,
worse,
oh yeah,
worse,
you
worse.
haven't been looking."
New York Times don't say this shit.
Yes, it does.
It definitely
They
does not.
have definitely said that
Okay.
this generation is going to do worse than their kids. We have more 30 and 40-year olds living at home with their parents because they cannot find jobs to support their careers because of the decisions they made and not being productive adults to the point where they want to say I'm not settling for a job. I want a career, but they're not creating careers to go to. They are telling people that I'm better than this, so I'm just going to sit at home. I am not going to do this.
Where you
I'm
getting
going
this
to
from?
it's on every channel. What are you not looking at?
I look at everything. Trust me.
You are not looking at shit if you
I look
haven't
at
heard
I look
about
at
this.
everything.
there always were those few people in an entire school that wouldn't make it back in the
Right.
day. Now schools remind me of lean on me.
Right.
I know,
Right.
I know you got that
Right.
reference.
Everybody needed Joe Clark in
And
his
how
damn school.
and how long ago was that movie?
Who wrote it?
I don't know
Right.
who wrote it, but I
No,
know
no,
it was
no,
about a
no, no,
school.
no, 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 no,
Oh
no.
no, it was my brother Eric. But the
I
school.
thought it was an article.
No,
And
no.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
No, but
And
the
I'm
movie,
gonna go ahead and
the,
say it.
the movie
I'm gonna
was
go ahead
about
and
a
say
high
it.
school in New Jersey.
Yeah, we know that.
Okay, no,
We know that. I'm not saying that. It's one of my favorite movies. It's actually beautifully shot.
Here's another point.
It's a beautifully shot.
Go
Hold on,
ahead, Van.
Hold
No,
on,
Van
Van.
been quiet for a minute. Let him talk.
Here's another point that should be brought up. Everybody at some point in time knows what their strengths and weaknesses are. I ran into a guy that was supposed to
Right.
be a project manager for me on an electrical job that was colorblind. How are you making any electrical connection when you're colorblind? That should not be the field that you're in. Like, I'm not letting you touch anything. Like, how do you do that? That
Right.
person
I worked
definitely
in.
went into the electrical field just for the money. It was not a passion. He literally couldn't even see what he was doing. And a lot of people do that. They'll pick a career based off the dollar sign and not actually what they're capable of doing.
What's up, Angela?
How we know? How we know he wasn't supposed to be a painter?
We don't.
If somebody diagnosed him as being colorblind, that
Nah,
automatically
You looking at it. You looking at it wrong, right?
no,
Because you
I'm
talking about
not.
diagnosis.
Right.
You talking about diagnosis.
Right.
We're talking about literally how we know that he's not supposed to be a painter.
Because he's colorblind.
We don't. No, I would contend that we don't. Just because he can't
Thank you.
see color doesn't mean that he was not meant
So
to
he
be.
may
Well,
not
if you
supposed
point out
to be-
colors to him-
he may not supposed to be an electrician, but someone told him that this is the way to go. So
or
he
maybe
went that
he
way.
picked that way and didn't realize he was colorblind. And then at a certain point in life, people don't know you're colorblind until you tell them what colors are colors.
or you go in the Air
No,
Force and you go
he
in the
knew he
career
was
field
colorblind for quite some
and they
time.
ask you to
Jesus
look at a color chart and you
Christ.
can't tell one from the other.
I want to read this comment because we're getting ready to wrap this up. This has been an amazing conversation, but can you read that for me, please?
Yep. Unfortunately, some of this is nothing new. Back in the day, a long time ago, when I was young, I worked in a
Yo,
I worked in a daycare.
this shit.
She said, "LOL, man." But I worked in a daycare with the before and after school program, and so as some of the parents would come in the next day upset with me because their child's homework wasn't finished. I'm sorry. I thought you were the parent. Uh, you
You
as the
as the
parent would go through that with your children. I helped them here as much as I could with the time that was available. Right.
right
Which
because
goes back to personal accountability.
right,
If you have a child, you have a certain amount of accountability for that child.
right,
Whether you accept it or not is a whole nother thing. Which is part of what what you've been arguing the whole night.
right.
Because
I ain't been
everything that
arguing
you're
nothing.
talking about, all of the results of what you're talking about stem back
From
to
home.
if they're not getting the guidance, then they
Will
oftentimes are gonna do
fall
whatever the
by the
hell they want
wayside.
to do. And you know,
Right.
unfortunately, we know how a lot of
Just
that
for the
turns out.
record, my argument was let's not stop at eighth grade. Let's go to high school.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
for everyone.
I think everyone should at least. I'm not saying everyone. Time out. So I wanna make this clear. I'm not saying everyone needs to complete high school to figure out what they going.
Correct.
What I'm saying is I can't stand by eighth grade,
Now,
and and that's it.
now, what we're saying is, we're not saying abolish high school. We're saying tailor high school to the individual child based on what you see their direction going in, what they're gravitating
And
towards.
that's what's confusing because what high school ain't tailored to this shit.
All of them.
All of them. I
School of Arts wasn't tailored to this shit.
my sisters taught fourth grade for 22 years. My
said
brother-in-law
fourth
teaches
grade.
high school. We all have people who teach in the school system in various parts of the country. No one has resources. No one has the time to spend the amount of energy that we're talking about to figure this stuff out to guide these kids. That's what we're talking
And
about.
I'm saying I feel like that's false.
And that is where we're
Because
gonna
I showed,
stop right
I
there.
done showed proof that that's false.
Okay. Well, you know what?
What?
We're not gonna solve this.
Nah,
And that's
no, we're
that's
definitely
that's
not
the
gonna
key.
solve it.
We're not here to solve it. We saw this and Van. We got to give Van a big applause for this because this was his
Shout out,
idea
Van.
for this show, and it has struck a nerve, and
Right,
it
right.
has made us think, and it made us to show what we think about our kids and where we need to go as a collective to make this a better situation for all of us.
Take this
So-
discussion
Right.
under advisement and get involved.
But I just want to do one thing real quick because I want my boy Grizz to come up and tell us one thing, and that is where are we going to see you on Wednesday nights?
Well, everybody, every Wednesday night, we have the Sophisticated Grizzly podcast at 8:15. Not sure what the subject is going to be this week, but
You need
we
to
definitely
finish
going to
this
be
one.
turning up. So make sure, we might even go back into this one. But I'm not sure. We're going to figure out what Lady Shop, me and Lady Shop will put our heads together and see where we want to go with it. But make sure you follow us on YouTube. You follow us on Facebook. You follow over on Instagram. You actually follow on TikTok because I'm over there as well. So just come and check out and join the discussion. The GMC Click will be there as well.
And definitely we will be there. I just want to thank everybody who chimed in. I want to put up these last two comments. Agree to disagree. Have a good evening, gentlemen, and have a great evening. And that was
Absolutely.
from Shauna and Scott. But I just
This
want to
nigga
let you
is
guys.
sitting next to us. Yo.
You have put in comments and I've read them. Stop it. Oh my
Hey,
God.
hey, what you-
Anyway, we we want to thank you all because this has been a great conversation for being here on the Grown Man Click podcast. I am your boy J.I. To my right is,
Scott T.
to my left is,
Oh yeah, I'm at Preston and not.
and on the bottom of the screen we have your mic is muted.
Hello.
Now your screen is
There you
on.
go.
There we go.
There
And
we
of
go.
course, our always, and I want to call him the eternal guest, my boy Darius Teddy from the Sophisticated Grizzly podcast. I was saying it right, and then I thought I was saying it wrong. That was so weird. But we want to thank you for coming in tonight. As you know, we don't do parting shots. We just say,
Peace.
Peace.